Hey everybody, Caleb here with another video on the channel. Today we're going to be jumping in and talking about how to do youth ministry, and specifically looking at this idea that it isn't a daycare, so we need to stop acting like it is. My hope is to be able to share some just thoughts and things that'll help your guys' youth ministry successfully dive into being a youth ministry and not just a time to watch after parents' kids while they go and do their own thing. And so before we jump in that really quick, really fast, if you don't mind, could you leave a like on this video? It would mean so much. It helps me know that people are appreciating this content. And also just leave a like if you're a youth ministry fighting for community during this season. Also, if you have not yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you do not mind. We're on the road to 400. You can make us get there so much faster, and you won't want to miss out as we have content regularly once to twice a week. We were off that schedule for a bit, but we're back on it now. And so let's dive on in though and talk about how to do youth ministry and how we can make it more than just a daycare. The first thing that I wanted to touch on is that it isn't just a space to watch the parents' kids. Now, this is a thing that can happen at churches from time to time when we start talking about youth ministry. It is more so a space to have the kids go to so that the parents can do what they need to. You are a youth ministry. You are not a daycare service. And so make sure that your main goal is not entertaining and looking after kids so the parents can go away. Your community has kids who do not have parents that are attending church and are plugged in that need to be able to walk into your ministry and know they are welcome. So make sure, yes, you're serving the whole family, but you're not doing it for the sake of the parents getting away. You're doing it for the sake of serving the youth within that ministry. The next thing just builds off of that. It is not just a place to entertain. There's so many times that we get caught up in youth ministry and thinking about how we can make it entertaining and how we can make it a space that is entertaining. And when that becomes your primary focus, can I promise you something? Your students will not care about it. Because you are not going to be able to be as entertaining as other things they could find. Right here on YouTube where you're at, there's a lot more entertaining content than what your youth ministry could ever do. I don't care if you're killing it, you're the best, you're the greatest. You will not be able to match multi-million-dollar corporations who are producing really entertaining content. So bring what they need, bring that community, bring that connection, be real, bring what they need, not just entertainment, because again, you're gonna lose out if that's what you're trying to do. The next thing is that it isn't just a place for good habits to be taught. It's so easy when we get into this daycare mindset, and honestly, I keep using that word daycare because I hope it rubs you the wrong way a little bit. Like, no, we're not just a daycare. Yeah, you shouldn't be. But when you go to a daycare, part of it is your kids are getting good habits. They're learning good things. They're learning how to act around other kids and how to act with other people they should respect and authority. Well, here's the deal. At youth, it isn't just about having good habits taught. When we view ourselves as just a ministry that helps students have good habits, then we're not helping them have a relationship with Jesus and to learn the process of life. And so we need to make sure we're not just viewing it then as a space to free up the parents, that it's not a space just to entertain the kids, and it's not a space to just teach good moral values. All right, so I just went through a bunch of isn'ts, a bunch of things it is not. But what is it? What is youth ministry? How do we make it not just a daycare service, but truly a youth ministry? Well, here's the deal. It's made for the students. It's made for the students. Think of a daycare. A daycare is made, and it's an awesome thing, but it's made to serve the parents, to help meet the needs of the parents and make sure the students, the kids they're watching are looked after well. Well, here's the deal. For your youth ministry, make it student focused at first. There are other ministries within your church who are focused on the parents. And so make it where, yes, you are not competing. You are not making this like fighting battle, but make sure it is student focused. Be ministering to your students, the generation that is in front of you. That needs to be the first thing we do make sure to do. The next thing is, instead of being a space just for entertainment, it is a space for community together. What is the thing that YouTube and Netflix and all these other entertainment venues can't do? They can't bring community. They can't bring community the way that you can. So don't try to be the most entertaining. Try to be the most connected. Try to be the most connected in community and fun. Think about that family game night maybe you've been to recently, where you guys just play some like little board games. And by the end of the night, you're just like, that was great. That was fun. The entertainment value of it was brought by the connection and the relationships, not because it was the best game ever. So whether it's a dorky, weird, just random game, hey, that's cool. I got a couple of those I can recommend also. Just look in the link in the description. But that is not the biggest deal. The connection that's happening, the community building that's happening, that's the main thing. And the last thing, you know what? Earlier I mentioned, it's not a space for just good habits to be built. Well, guess what? What should we be doing? We need to help students realize they have a space to grow. They have a space to grow. We are all in different spaces and places in our journey with Jesus. And so make sure that students don't just walk into your youth ministry and think, oh, well, I need to know the do's and don'ts. Man, God cares so much about the process and that we take steps with Him along the journey. And so make sure in your youth ministry space, you are creating a zone, a space where students can belong before they have become all of who God has called them to be. Because guess what? That's going to take a whole life journey. And so make sure it is a space where students have the ability to grow and to become and not just have to follow rules. Because at the daycare, guess what? That kid, when they break a rule, hey, you can't do that. When a youth student is at your ministry and they break a rule or they do something that might be considered breaking a rule, look at them and say, hey, how can we keep walking this out? How can we keep moving forward? Hey, how can you know that I still love you in light of it? All right, so those were a few things that I wanted to share. I hope they encourage you. I hope you guys were able to listen to this and maybe have even just some checks in your system, whether it was looking at it and saying, man, we really have just viewed this as a program-based thing where we're just trying to serve as a daycare service in essence on Wednesdays or Sundays or Thursdays or whenever you guys get to do youth ministry. And my hope is that you're able to leave this video thinking, how can we truly then serve our students, partner with our parents, and see them start to follow Jesus well. And so with all that being said, I just want to ask, if you guys don't mind, comment down below. What are some things your guys' youth ministry has been doing that's just killer, that's been out of the park, that will help somebody else see that idea, and it's going to help them serve their students even better and even stronger. Make sure to drop a like on this video. If you guys enjoyed anything in this, if there was a point that stood out to you, please leave that like. It means so much. It helps me know that you guys appreciate this kind of content. And also, do not forget to subscribe. Honestly, it's been so cool seeing the channel grow by a couple hundred within the last couple of months. It's awesome. Would love to see you guys keep joining in and keep supporting the channel through subscribing. So with all that being said, I just want to say thank you guys so much, and I will see you next week.